All right. So let's talk about how to date long distance during a pandemic. Hi, my name is Michaela Brown. I am a Midwest matchmaker and coach. And in my last video, I talked about some tips on how to navigate your relationship during crisis and self-quarantining or sheltering in place. I mentioned that in my last video, just different ways that couples have been finding themselves in this situation. So most of them have been in one or two situations right now during the pandemic. And that is, of course, if you're taking the physical distancing recommendations seriously and if you're choosing to stay home. If that is you, you're either sheltering in place with your man or woman, or you're staying in your separate homes and not seeing each other. We have offered current Midwest matchmaking members the option to go on complimentary hold while physical distancing recommendations are in place. Meanwhile, we have many members who are still remaining active and being actively matched and going on dates. So what that looks like is we have been providing people, our members, the virtual dating guide that we put together. We've been putting together some really helpful live videos, as you've seen, through our Facebook page, and providing other helpful resources for our members who are staying active. When people are being matched and it's a mutual match, our members have the choice to meet in person if they feel comfortable with it, but we are recommending everyone, choose to do whatever feels best for them, and most people are doing the video dates and the phone dates. So we're supporting people with that, with providing the resources. Typically, most of our members are meeting by video for the first date, and then if it becomes exciting and they want to meet each other again, then they're seeing each other through video dates for the next few dates. And eventually, if there's a strong interest, they're meeting in person. This is what we've heard. So sometimes people are meeting in parks and they are maybe getting their own coffee thermos or whatever and using the 6 feet apart recommendation and just getting to know each other in person. So it's really up to our members, whatever feels most comfortable for them. And we're offering coaching on how to be your best self on a virtual date and a phone date as well. So if you have a relatively new relationship that started 1 or 2 months before most people began physical distancing, we'll just say that's mid-March, or if you started a new relationship since then, it's probably been a bit of a challenge to get to know each other well enough to know if you want to date them exclusively. It would be like deciding to buy a home without ever stepping foot inside. Or only seeing a 3D virtual tour of the inside of the home. It's just hard to do. You got to get a feel of it. So that said, we do have 4 or 5, maybe more, happy new COVID-19 couples. We were just talking about it today in our matchmaker meeting and our virtual meeting. And at some point while dating, our members decided to meet in person. And at a later time, they felt it was safe enough and exciting enough to take that risk and break the 6 feet apart guideline because they felt a really strong connection. And now they're smitten with each other. So we're really happy for those couples. And for everyone else who wants to find love during the pandemic, but not wanting to break the stay-at-home recommendations for just anyone, we are recommending the different approaches to these new relationships as you would with a new, like, dating long distance, and that can be really hard to navigate at any stage of a relationship. So as a professional matchmaker and coach, and a woman with personal experience in keeping up a long distance relationship for nearly 2 years, I'm going to provide some top recommendations for how to go about this successfully. And there are plenty of other ideas. Feel free to add them in the comments if you'd like. These were my favorite go-tos. Number one, talk every day. The length of the conversation doesn't matter necessarily. I think a simple thinking about you text goes a really long way.